Hola, Scorpeños! I hope that you're all doing well today, Scorps. Welcome to the channel if you're new. It's great to have you. Hope you enjoy it. And for all of my incredible subscribers, love you guys. Couldn't do this without you. And I'm grateful for you every day. Hope you know that. Let's see what's going on for my Scorpios today. I'm trying to decide which deck I want to use. I think I'm going to use 3 of them. I've got my little holiday setup here. Cute little mailbox. These two are having a snowball fight. I don't know why, but I like it. Alright! Please note, general messages won't resonate for everybody. So if you want a personal reading that is specific to your own situation, please go ahead and book online, and you can find a link to my website in the description box below. Please remember to like the video as it helps to support the channel and gets the messages out there for others that may need to hear it. Okay. Scorpio and who they're dealing with. What is the situation for Scorpios? Remember, the energy can switch, so apply it to your own situation as you will. Oops, we've got cards jumping on the floor for you. Okay. So, you could be dealing with a Cancerian as the situation, but this is about somebody moving on in terms of a victory, somebody overcoming some obstacles. And then on this side, this is about an ending. So this could be the person that you're dealing with. Perhaps they backstabbed and betrayed you, or they're feeling backstabbed and betrayed and lied to. So that's that. And we'll clarify and get further in, but just gonna get into it. What does Scorps want? Of course, Scorpio wants to win. They want to win in this situation, and maybe even to the point of pushing another person away. You could have been very firm in your belief systems and what it is that you want, and that could have scared the other person off. There could have been mind games, and maybe that's why this one over here feels as though they have been betrayed or lied to in some way, shape, or form. Let us see what person 2 wants. The moon. They want clarity. Again, more deceptive energy. Usually the moon is Pisces energy, so you could be dealing with a Pisces as well. So we've got Pisces, Cancer on the board. But they'd like some clarity because they feel as though they've been deceived. What does Scorpio need to know? What does Scorpio need to know? Scorpios need to know that it's time to make a decision, and that maybe every relationship does have its ups and downs, but maybe the mind games, because it's coming underneath it, is causing more ups and downs than necessary. Okay, let's see what the second person needs to know. I keep getting Cancerian. I really feel that this is a Cancerian energy. I think that person 2 needs to know that they'd be okay if they remain single, and that maybe person 1 here, the Scorp, doesn't want to actually be in a relationship, and that could be why the mind games are happening or why they're feeling deceived. Is perhaps maybe even the Scorpio here is deceiving themselves because the Scorpio doesn't know how they want to move forward. It's like the horse is going in 2 different directions. They want to be with somebody, but they don't. So it could be that they need to know that they have to get more independence. They need to be better on their own. And that could even be it as well. Maybe they need more independence because maybe the Scorp is feeling too much pressure from what the second person wants, because Scorpios like their independence as well. Interesting. How does the Scorp feel? 10 of Swords as well. They feel like ending this this connection. They feel like walking away, and maybe even the Scorp is feeling backstabbed and betrayed. How does Cancerian feel? Or why Cancerian? Where am I getting that from? They feel like walking away. So there's definitely some deep introspection going on as well with this person. They're going within to try and figure out the confusion that they're feeling. They feel as though there's things that they're not seeing, and they need to know that the Scorp needs some independence here. What is the advice for the Scorps? The advice is to walk away, to end this cycle. Now, whether that cycle be end the mind games if you want to be with person number 2, or it could just be make a decision, right? Make a decision in terms of what you want, either to be single or to be in a relationship. Because juggling, keeping somebody around just because, is causing heartbreak and stress to others. And then what happens is it completes a cycle, and it makes the cycle continue because what we give out comes back to us, right? What is the advice for second person? Queen of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. This individual needs to listen to their intuition. They need to go within and deal with their emotions regarding this, and they need to get their emotions in balance, because the mind games are what I feel is really tripping up person number 2 here. And again, keep in mind, this could be reversed. You might be person number 2. So take it as it applies. But the mind games are really wreaking havoc on person number 2. And they might take their cup of love elsewhere because they are facing away from the connection. As well, person number 1 here might end the connection as well, because maybe person number 1 has other options as well. There's a lot of up and down here in terms of dealing with life's responsibilities or even relationships with that 2 of Pentacles. Okay. So what is going to be the outcome for person 1? Sun in reverse. That's unhappiness. That is not being truthful. That is not being open and honest. So I feel as though, as much as this advice card is saying to end this cycle of the head games and the juggling and not knowing what it is that they want, I don't think that person 1 is going to do that, because the Sun card is coming up in reverse, which means a lack of truth and honesty here. Okay. Let's see, person number 2. What is going to be the outcome for person number 2, please, spirits? 10 of Cups. They're going to find happiness. Person number 2 is going to find happiness. Maybe that will be through their family, because this is usually a home card. So maybe they'll end up heading home and maybe even meeting somebody from where they grew up, but definitely moving towards a happy home life. Their whole environment is going to get better once the head games and the deceit or any lies or betrayal stops. So person number 2 is definitely, I feel, doing the work. They're also going to go in and introspect. They're going to reflect on this whole situation, in which I believe that they're going to find the clarity that they feel better off on their own. Now, the way that this card is sitting here, 9 of Pentacles, this person will be doing exceptionally well in terms of stability, especially financial stability. They're going to be just fine. So whichever side you resonate with, that's what I see is happening here. Now, that's one scenario. We could also look, if it's not to do with love, It could be to do with a job. So it's like with the job, they might not be very honest in terms of how they're dealing with their employees or their processes and procedures. There's something that isn't clear. They're not being very clear about the truth of the stability, I don't think, in terms of the company. I feel like they're actually very well off, but they may act as though that they need to cut costs and whatnot else. And so maybe they have you doing extra work, like say the work of two people, because they're saying, oh, we don't have enough money to hire more. And you might be thinking, okay, that's exactly what's happening, but you're sensing the betrayal and the lie about it. You're sensing that that's not true, that's not the case, and that you're being overworked and not being compensated enough for everything that you're doing. And it's getting you to a point where maybe you're getting very aggravated. You could be at a point of isolation right now, but I feel that some of you are quite angry about this, and you might end it. You might end it because you'll realize that that wasn't the truth that they were telling you, and you might look elsewhere and move forward into a different position. And if you do, you will be victorious. Okay? So that's another situation. So whether it be love or a work issue, that's what we have. Interesting, my Scorpios. Interesting. So let's get you some advice here. What is the advice? Surrender to what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. And I think that that's what some of you are going to be doing here with the situation, especially if it's in terms of work. And I'm getting this real feeling of feeling taken advantage of. And instead of fighting it now, right? Like we were talking about with that 5 of Swords, you're going to choose to end it. You're going to choose to end it because you accept that, you know what, this is how they are. There's nothing you can do to change it. And if that's how they want to run their establishment, then that's how they want to run their establishment. If this is in terms of love, some of you might stop fighting internally with yourself and realize that maybe person 2 is not who you want anymore, or maybe that you never did really want them. And you're just going to accept that it's not meant to be, and you'll close out this cycle, and it'll bring you some peace as well. And then you don't have to work so hard to maybe hide the fact that you're not wanting to be with this person after all. Let's see. Now, it's possible too that person 2 was lying, but I don't know what about, because I don't see another person here. I don't see cheating. I don't see third-party interference. So that could be a whole other ballgame. Let's just scratch that because it just doesn't make sense to me. Not that it should make sense to me. It isn't my story, right? More advice. Surrender your desire to control people. Being over-controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. So even if this is not going to come to an end, perhaps the 2 of you, like I said, person 2 is going to take some time to introspect and figure out what it is that they're dealing with, especially in terms of fears or things not being so clear to them. And perhaps person number 1 is going to end the cycle of playing these head games in order to be victorious, right? Because that's a control tactic, is using head games. Maybe even person 1 doesn't realize that they're playing head games, but they want to win. They want the world. That's what I feel like. Person one wants the world. And maybe instead of just openly saying, look, this is what I want, or this is how I'd like things to be, they shroud it by not being very clear, which results in this other individual in a constant state of confusion, doubt, shrouded in mystery. And it's actually quite damaging to this person. Because I don't think that this person has any ill will towards person number one. They just want the happy home. That's what they want. They just want a happy, emotionally connected relationship. Now, for others of you, if this is that job scenario that we were talking about, I think that the surrender your desire to control people. I really think that you're going to just realize you're just going to wave white flag, because you're going to realize there's nothing you can do. These people have their own thought processes, and I don't feel that they're going to budge, because their goal and their focus is their financial stability, so they don't care about their staff. So I think you've come to the conclusion, which is great, that you can only do so much. Otherwise, this scenario is just not worth your time. Plus, you're better than that, and what I'm getting here too is that this could be pushing you to a different job that's going to pay you more as well for your skills. You might be very surprised that once you surpass these hurdles and you move on from it, you move forward, it's going to lead you to these incredible opportunities that the world is presenting to you. And maybe you don't know it yet. And the reason why you don't know it is because it hasn't come to light. And the reason why it hasn't come to light is because you haven't made that decision fully, like body, mind, and spirit, to say, I'm moving on. There could be a part of you that's still, do I go? Do I not go? Do I go? Do I not go? But the second that you're completely in alignment is when all of a sudden new energy comes in. Why? Because you've ended this cycle and there's nothing that you have clinging to it anymore. It's quite weird how that works. And one more. Surrender denial. There we go. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. I feel that this is more or less for person number two, or a cross watcher if they're watching, or if you resonate with this side, I feel that this is what it's saying. Stop denying the truth of the matter that this person could be trying to manipulate and control this connection with head games, because it's making somebody not well over here. Also, if it's that work situation, just like we talked about with surrendering to what is, the desire to control people, getting rid of that, and no longer denying the fact that possibly this work situation isn't the best for you, and it's time to move on for something much better. And plus, yeah, I really feel like this advice is for person two in terms of surrendering the denial, because it talks about not denying the difficulties anymore, because that's what's going to make things come clear in order for this person to make the best decisions. Because otherwise, they're just going to keep getting pulled into the depths of confusion in the emotions because of this betrayal. And betrayal is anything, and especially when it comes to head games, because the swords is about head games and the five of swords is about creating conflict and control. If you're resonating with the side, Scorps, if you're sensing it, it's happening. Okay? So protect yourselves, make the right decision for you. Don't allow your loyalty to be blinded. Loyalty is incredible, but not if you aren't getting the same in return. Right? Some of us become shrouded by our values. We become confused and attached to our value systems, and we think, oh no, we need to stick it out because we made a commitment or we made this and that. But the reality of the situation, what is that situations change. They can change, and when they do change, it can unfortunately take a turn for the worst. And when that happens, this is your test to overcome denial and do what's best for you in terms of your own happiness. Do you see that? So I don't know if this resonates for anybody. I hope that it does. Sending you guys so much love, and no matter what is going on in your world, you got this. Take it easy, Scorps. Bye.